What's up, Dragon Brood? We are doing some different stuff today because it's the end of the set, right? We have, what, 4 days or something before the set releases? Speaking of which, I'm going to be doing a full set review, and we're going to do that, all the rares, all the mythics, and then whatever other cards people want to talk about. Hopefully I'll get that up here on the channel. And then what I'm going to do to start the next season is we're actually going to just produce a bunch of decks. I say a bunch, maybe a handful of decks that are just using new cards, updating old decks. So I'm not going to necessarily throw out a whole bunch of new stuff, but I'm going to try something different this time and make it easier for people to create decks and know what cards to look for that could aid current decks that exist. So I'm going to try a different tactic, see if that helps, and make deck building a little bit easier for y'all going into adventures in the Forgotten Realms. For today, though, we are going to be playing a true White Weenie deck. It's something we haven't really seen in a while, but this is going to focus on going as small and as fast as possible and seeing what kind of damage we can get done. And it's going to be a pretty easy deck to build, so even if you want to put stuff together for this at the end of the set here, you're only going to need like, I think 7 or 8 rares. It's pretty simple, so this should go over very well. By the way, I don't know if y'all can hear fireworks going on outside. I apologize if you can. But for now, let's go take a look at this White Weenie super fast aggro deck. Alright, so as you can see looking at this deck list, it is very tight, very simple, not trying to get too crazy or creative with it. Now, it is going to have some flaws of like you're going to be playing around like sweepers and stuff, so we know that going into it. However, it is possible to do. I've done it a couple times already. But, here we go. We got I'll See the Life's Bounty. I know people are saying, why just 2? Honestly, I was just trying to fill spots. I had a couple left. And we may even still be able to shave land from this list, so if we do, we can go an additional I'll See It, I think. Battlefield Raptor, because it flies at first strikes. Probably the best thing we're going to be able to play for 1 mana. Cold Spell Cleric, I'm not sold that this is necessarily the card that needs to be in the slot. However, it does allow us to pump things like our Raptors and stuff later in the game. Giant Killer, we needed some removal, and this is a 1 mana thing, so it makes sense. Usher of the Fallen, being a 2/1 attacker, is probably the best all-around thing we can have on turn 1 next to the Raptor, just because it's 2 power and can keep producing creatures on its own. And that's important because you don't want to overcommit to the board sometimes, but sometimes you kind of have to. Well, this allows you to do that, where you can just keep making 1/1s, force your opponent to deal with those, and then you can go ahead and play something else. Now we have 3 Angelic Ascension. This is interesting because it does, in some ways, double as removal, in case we have to get rid of a Planeswalker, or maybe even shrink another creature for some reason. You know, maybe get rid of like a Gargaroth or something. But you can also turn your tokens or your 2/1s or whatever into big 4/4s, and then just come over the top if your opponent lacks any flying blockers. Or you could just have a surprise 4/4 flying blocker against something like Rogues. So lots of things you can do with this card in this list. Now, Basri Solidarity, this is one of the few ways we can actually pump our team. So on those games where you do go turn 1 creature, turn 2 2 creatures, turn 3 maybe a creature and Solidarity, and now everything's pumped up and your opponent's facing lethal the next turn, right? So that's a thing that can happen pretty easily with this list. And we haven't really had a home for Basri Solidarity, so this could work. Clarion Spirit, for obvious reasons, you get to make extra flying tokens, which again get to benefit from all the stuff we're using to pump our team. So yeah, why not? All of our stuff's cheap. We're going to have a lot of turns where we get to play 2 spells. And then Dauntless Unity. This is a surprise pump spell that your opponents don't necessarily get to see coming. For 4 mana, you can just end the game. When you have 4 or 5 creatures and they're all getting additional +2, 2 or 3 of them are flying, so they're already hard to block. Like, this card's going to surprise your opponents, I think, more than you would think. And then Seasoned Hollowblade, because 3/1 for 2, it's hard to kill. Like, we weren't going to play this deck and not find a way to fit this in there. And this is another reason I kind of wanted to play this deck. Is like we're getting toward the end of Standards. Not quite yet. We still have another 3-4 months. But we haven't really played Basri Cat much. And this is definitely a card I wanted to squeeze in here. And it fits perfectly, right? If we do get those early turns, like we're saying, where you play 3 creatures over the first couple of turns, and then you play a Basri Cat and attack, well, now you're getting 3 additional 1/1s, so you almost don't even care if your stuff gets blocked. Or you can just make one thing bigger and just keep attacking, and your opponent can't do much about it. So really, really good as far as that goes. We almost will likely rarely ever, if ever, ultimate Basri Cat, but we're kind of hoping we don't have to. you know, having to get to where we're using the ultimate is probably bad for us. And then Heraldic Banner. This is the last card that really pumps our teams as well. Like, this gives all of our creatures +1/+0 because we just choose white as the color. But this kind of rounds out our stuff when you're talking about having Heraldic Banner, Basri Solidarity, Dauntless Unity, and Basri. Like, this is a bunch of ways to pump our little creatures. So though you're playing a bunch of small creatures, they can definitely pack a punch in this list. And then we're playing 2 Castle Ardenvale, so when the game does go long, we can go ahead and still make tokens and still be functional. But, you know, when you have a banner or 2 out, there are times I've had this and we were making 3/1s or whatever, and it's not a bad thing. So we'll see how this works out. Like I said, we may be able to shave a land, maybe play another castle, I don't know. But as always, y'all know the drill. We're going to play some games. Catch me up on the back side of the video, because after we play these games, we'll talk about things we may update, and then I have a card spotlight for you that may make you a little bit of money. Okay, we're playing first. Let's see what we could do here. Against Luris, this might be pretty good. Go ahead and play this first. I mean, Giant Killer probably doesn't do much here other than serving to tap something. But I was just thinking that, like, if it's rogues, then having the flyers there actually makes more sense. Especially, I kind of want to go with Clarion Spirit, but I'm going to go with this first because it can just punch past the crab. And it's just a hard card for them to block with anything, really. And if we draw a land, we can still Clarion Spirit plus another Raptor, which is great. Sadly, I wish I would have known they had a Fable Passage, though. Because this means the best they can do is play a 2/1 flyer, or they could bounce something maybe if they're playing that for some reason. But realistically, they're not going to be able to do anything here. Don't have to worry about a kill card. So if we get a land, this is actually really good. Because then we can go Clarion Spirit into Raptor, and then the next turn just play Basri Solidarity. That'd be great. That opens up all kinds of things. Though our opponent, after milling us, decided to wait. Interesting. Not sure what that purpose is, but sure. I mean, I guess their plan is to block our Hollow Blade and make me spend a card. But I'm down for that, because it'd probably just be the Giant Killer. So yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, it's their best play. Block the 3/1 and make us spend a card. Wow, they chose not to. Huh. Surprising. I mean, it's cool, though. I get to keep the cards. So we'll likely be able to get an extra token next turn. Yeah. Seems good. I mean, I guess this is how we're going to get through the rogue deck. I mean, not sure what their answer is going to be here. But there's not a lot they're going to have. Especially when the Solidarity goes off. Oh yeah, definitely not. Like, if they had a chance to play 2 spells here, then maybe. Which I guess they could still have Ridden Robber and Enforcer. Ooh, Basri not bad either, though. Oh my gosh. That's big. Maybe we wait for next turn, though, to do that. I think the opponent wants to flash something in here. So you know what? I'm down to just do this. And just say, fine, if you want to counter, you counter this. I'm getting a token anyway. Don't care. Oh, they didn't even have that. Oh. It's on then. Yeah. I mean, flash in your duder. I don't care. We're in great shape now. Oh, they don't even have that? Gotta kill something here. Like, you can't just have nothing. I mean, I guess you could have nothing, but that's amazing. Okay, no kill card. I mean, Heartless Act doesn't do anything now. Thought Thief is fine. Blocks a token. Oh, they must have just drawn that. Yeah, then I guess they're dead. I mean, because unless they made 2 flyers, yeah, that's it. This is a little less exciting, but yeah, we'll keep it. Mostly because we can still activate the Usher. If it wasn't for that, if it was some other 1-mana creature, I probably would have mulligans. I think here we're going to attack, activate, make a token, let the opponent take 2. Mostly because next turn I can still play Herald and the Raptor anyway. So we'll do this, call white, give our creatures +1. We'll attack. Sure. Oh, and they didn't even block with it? Well, that seems weird. But okay. Now what's the plan, opponent? Sure. Like, I'm with you so far. Ooh. Can we... Man, there's no way we could play 2 spells here. I mean, that's not true. We could play Spirit and then turn one of these into a flyer that gets blocked. Well, I don't even know if that's worth it, though. I mean, the problem is if we play this first, we don't get the token. But we're better off doing this because we can still activate the Usher this way. And that's a real enough amount that the opponent's got to come up and do something. Wow, they're just going to take 10? I mean, if we do this, that's 11, 12, 13, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, all right. Okay, then. Very mediocre. I'm going to mulligan this. Oh, gosh. That was worse. Alright. Keep this, I guess. Scrap this duder. And banner, maybe? Man, that was not a good hand. It's arguable, though. I probably should have shipped the Giant Killer and kept the banner. I think that would have been better for us long term. Well, look, we found one anyway. I'm playing the Sealing Hollowblade here because if we get nothing else that's worth playing, I can at least tap the opponent's thing, attack for 3. I can defend a creature here if necessary by discarding the banner. So just lots of stuff that's better than playing the Clarion Spirit. Hobble Fiend. Okay, I have a feeling this is gonna be weird for us. Alright, I guess let's see if they block. Okay, fair enough. Now we see if they want to try to get us to discard to our Hollowblade. Because if not, we do get the option to possibly play a Spirit and make a token. Which is a big deal, because then you're talking about a minimum of 5+ power. But they may not. They may just want to play something to block the Hollowblade and force a discard that way. No, they're actually doing it. Alright. Makes sense then? Sure. I mean, we would have liked that, but hey, we got to take what's given. Now I kind of want to just draw out the castle. Just keep making 2/1s. Would be reasonable. But I guess since it's just a land, we're just going to keep it in hand. Keep protecting this 4-power Hollow Blade. Kind of curious what the opponent's doing. We've really seen very little here. 1 2-power creature, 1 Fire Prophecy. Another one. It does randomly trample, so I'm kind of curious what their plan is. Well, we can still discard a plains here, so yeah, we're in. I mean, it's take 4 or make me discard a card. Your choice. If I had something worth playing, I would have already played it. Well, not true. I'd play it post-combat. Alright, they've chosen not to block. Okay. Now, this does get a little interesting because we can turn the Seasoned Hollowblade into a 5/4 that we can fly over with in the right scenarios. Not saying we necessarily want to do it, but depending on how the opponent attacks, what's out there, do we need a blocker the following turn? Do they have Ember Cleave? Like, there's a bunch of things in play here still. It does its thing. Okay, so I think our plan is tap Questing Beast, take, I guess what's going to be 5 here, maybe 7. Then we will probably just turn the Hollowblade into a 4/4, I think, is the correct play. Alright, we do have to, I mean, we don't have to, but we tap that. Alright, so just attacking for 3. Sure. Alright, no blocks. We're just going to take it. I think holding on to this Angelic Ascension's the better play here. Till we see what the opponent's up to. This is a neat play from the opponent, though, because if they do have a removal card... Okay, it's not. I was going to say, they could have been pretty savvy waiting on that. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Okay, what do we do with this now? So when we attack, we make a 1/1 that's also attacking. Or we could just put a +1/+1 on something and make it indestructible. So, amusingly, we could make this indestructible, attack with both of them. But then we would be set up to take lethal, so that's not good. We could... We just don't have the land. Actually, no, we do, because we have 5. So we'd still be able to tap something. So 3, 4, 5, 6. They wouldn't have lethal yet. So I guess our plan here is... attack... We'll play Bozriket. Oh, actually, you know what? We could turn Bozriket into a 4/4 as well. So that's a thing. Alright, let's play Bozriket, because this opens up some options. And both the opponent's creatures being 1 toughness, like, this seems fine. So I'm actually going to +1 Bozri here. I mean, it really doesn't. I mean...
We are a team. We succeed or fail as one.
So let's just do this.
Oketra's love is your shield.
Alright. Oh. What? Okay. Well, wasn't expecting that to be a thing. We're at 9. I mean, I guess if they have an Ember Cleave, we'd still die. I mean, with no land, we could just let it all through. If they try to pump something, we could turn that into an angel. And then just tap the angel next turn. I don't know. Or just turn Questing Beast into an angel. Yeah, that's fine. You'll get 2 counters. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's still not going to do it. Why did that not go get a land? Oh, they don't have any more basics? Huh. That's amusing. Yeah. Oh, they're just coming at us. So then now it's just draw a banner. Because if we draw a banner, we could attack with 4 attackers. And that would be 4 damage getting through. Or, yeah, anything that pumps our team, really, is all we're looking for here. That is none of those things. So we're continuing to play some Magic. Okay. So now what are we looking at? If we attack with everything, Bazookat makes 2 1/1s. Assuming the opponent blocks the 2 relevant things and takes 2, goes to 1. We would be able to either make a 1/1, which doesn't do anything to a Questing Beast, or we could Angelic Ascension Basri to block something. I think here we just stick with the game plan. No need to get out of line. Because the opponent has no flyers now. So now it's also, if we just stay alive, we can Basri into a 4-power creature. An angel. Actually, I don't even know if we attack here. As silly as that sounds. But if we now possess the ability to block the Recluse successfully, tap the Questing Beast, we could go to 4 safely and then just turn something into a 4/4 and win next turn. Whereas if we attack, we end up having to, even if we turn Basriket into a 4/4, this, like, one of the, well, I mean, I guess we could tap that and block and then take 1. So
Now is the time to strike.
Roughly the same. I don't know. I'm just going to pass. I think just having a 4/4 Flying Angel is going to be good enough. It's probably overly safe. I mean, I think the other way could still win as well. It just opens us up to a couple of other cards. Whereas here we don't have that issue. Alright. Here goes. Let's see what the opponent's got. Opponent. What you got? I mean, to be fair, this is a rough spot for the opponent, right? Because you know we have a 5/4 that, or 5/3 that possibly won't die because I have a card in hand. We can tap something with a Giant Killer, or we could make a token. Alright, we're going to tap the same things. Oh, crap. I thought they were going to do something else. Well, now we have 2 Angelic Ascensions, so that's sweet. I think the opponent might have gone AFK. But if not, we're going to minus Basri next turn anyway, and that's going to be the game. Okay, well, we had that one anyway. Boo. We get to go first? Alright, we're going to keep, though. And we're just going to see how this works. Mardu colors, huh? I mean, I guess I'm going to go with Hollow Blade? I don't know. I don't know if this is right, but we're going to find out. I mean, the only reason I didn't play Clarion Spirit is, like, it can be stomped or something easily here, whereas right now, you can just stomp a Giant Killer. I don't really care that much. Like, if Giant Killer eats it, so be it. Yeah, Glass Casket's annoying. Also did not expect to see that out of a Mardu deck, so now I'm kind of curious what the deck is. I mean, really, until we can get one more mana, having a Clarion Spirit doesn't do much because we're not going to be able to play more than one spell a turn. Agonizing Remorse. Hey, look what you get to pick. So this is just like a Mardu control is all this is. Okay. Well, the opposite, where we have no land here, I think this is going to make it hard to operate. People are setting off fireworks in the street. That is annoying. The good news is the opponent didn't instantly take a card, which means their hand may not be that good. Oh, this guy's been lighting up out in New Hampshire. Yeah, that's tough too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe their plan is to, like, Extinction Event, but, like, all of our stuff costs even, so they're trying to figure out what we'll have after an Extinction Event. I mean, my plan right now is if we don't draw anything else worth playing, I'm just going to play the Basri Solidarity and attack for 6. Like, force the opponent to deal with stuff. And our cards will be protected from Hollowblade. So, or, not Hollowblade. We have a Hollowblade. From Heartless Act. Interesting. So they took the thing I was most likely to play. Good call. Very good call. Alright, so we're going to attack for 4, because that's all we can do. And then here I'm just going to play 1 Clarion Spirit. So if they do sweep the board, maybe we draw a land and can play Clarion Spirit, Season Hollowblade back-to-back. Though realistically, we could just lose a big chunk of stuff to, like, Extinction Event followed by, Shadow's Verdict. It's like, that could be real. Sad part is we got the draw with all the 2-mana things, which we don't have that many, and none of the 1-mana things, really, and it kind of wrecked us, especially since we were holding 2 Clarion Spirits. Yeah, we knew the Extinction Event was a thing, so that's not a surprise. That was a known thing. Ah, here we go.
My god is dead, but Oketra's teachings still guide me. I will guard your advance.
I mean, they can Shadow's Verdict, because that'll still get rid of Basri Cat here. And then, hopefully, we can land these. I mean, I'm buying as much time as we can, but my draw is not very good, so we just kind of gotta hope. But they didn't go land immediately into Shadow's Verdict, so maybe Basri gets to live. Come on now. Come on now, opponent. What you doing? No.
I have much to
Boo. That's the worst. Alright, attack for 2. So now the question is just, do we want to play Clarion Spirit or Hollowblade here? Especially since we know they're playing exile effects. I guess I'm going to go with Hallowblade. And just say, if you got another, you got it, you know? When a parent doesn't just call your own shot, but their opponent's shot. I do that a lot. I don't know why. It's just the way I think in my head. Like, my biggest thing is when I'm trying to communicate. Like, one of the toughest things in my style of streaming and the way I try to do my videos is more like, I don't know, educational, but not in the, like, sterile sense. But I try to process, like, what's going on in the game state, what's going on in my head, the things I'm trying to do, and then also, like, do them and communicate them all at the same time. And it's pretty crazy. Okay. That's not good. At all. That's objectively bad for us. Oh, you know what I wanted to draw? I wanted to draw the heraldic banner there so bad. Because that would have put the opponent low enough that we could at least get to a reasonable state. Alright, so 3, 4, 5. We can make it 6, 7 to put the opponent at 2. And then they would need a land to go with this. If they don't get a land, they can Extinction Event to get rid of a Hallowblade, and that would be it. We can't really Extinction... We can't play a Clarion Spirit here, because we know they have Extinction Event, and that's pointless. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and fire this off. Mostly because if the opponent doesn't draw a land, this might just be okay for us. I'm surprised we got it this close. We had a really bad start to this game. Uh-oh. Do they have 2 of those? I mean, they could have double Vanishing Bursts. Or maybe they're going to flash something in. Like, I don't know. Sadly, we have to attack with both. Even if they have, like, a flash spell or something, like... I don't have a choice, because they have Vanishing Verse. So, like, attacking with the Hallowblade wouldn't be lethal. Alright, there's one. What's the other one? Oh, it's a Soul Shatter. Okay. Alright, that was a thing that happened. Alright, come on. They're gonna Extinction Event for even, I'm assuming. If we can get a Heraldic Banner, we still win. Or a way to just pump the Giant Killer by itself. Like, come on, deck. We've been waiting so long. We tried so hard. Oh my gosh, that is not it. That is not it. Oh, this is brutal. Alright, opponents at 1. Come on. Oh, we did it! Okay, so the deck actually worked out even better than anticipated. It wasn't bad. We played a bunch in the play queue, but also taking it onto the ladder, we actually got some wins there too. So, had a bit of game against more decks than I thought we would have. So I was super happy with that. Mana is rarely an issue, obviously, because you have so many cheap creatures. And like I said, we can maybe shave a land. We're only playing 19, so it's a little bit sketchy. I don't know if we want to go down to 18. If we do, I could see a world where we do play an extra Alseid of Life's Bounty just to probably protect, like... there's some situation where we're going to protect a Clarion Spirit. Maybe, might be the only thing you want to do. Other than that, I'm not sure what other cards we would really play in their place. I mean, we could go for an additional Dauntless Unity, maybe. That could help out too. But I don't think we're going to do much more than that. Overall, I like it. It's cheap. It's a budget deck. Like, it's hard to go wrong with this list, really, if you're just looking for something different to play. Now, for today's card Spotlight, we're going to talk about Whisper Silk Cloak. And the reason I bring this card up is it's a very popular card. Gets played at so many kitchen tables. Casual players are big on this card. It shows up a lot in Commander. But it not only gives your thing Shroud, but it also makes them unblockable. And that's huge. The other thing, too, is that I don't believe this card's been reprinted in more than, like, I don't know, has it been almost 5 years? At least 4 years, I think, since the last printing of it. So there's probably about 6 printings or so out there. but it's still worth something. I mean, this is another one that shows up a lot, even when I buy collections, and these are still worth like $3 or $4. I mean, they always sell, they always trade, there seems to always be somebody looking for them. You might even have some in your collection because there's been a bunch of different versions between Commander decks and Plane Chase or whatever that you can make a few dollars there that you may not even know you had sitting in a box. As always, don't forget you can get this deck list in the description below, and I will always ask you to check out the other links I have down there because lots of them are helpful, especially if you're shopping on TCGPlayer or Amazon. As long as you click one of those links before you do your shopping, I'll get a small kickback and you'll really be helping me out a bunch. And I have a bunch of other stuff that you can come join, like my Discord. We have a bunch of people in there that talk about all types of things and get deck help all the time. Or if you want to come check us out on streams on Facebook and Twitch, you can come be part of the fun, make some suggestions, or maybe even have your deck featured. But otherwise, that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.